You ever sit there staring at your phone wondering why texting a guy feels like you're trying to crack the Da Vinci Code? Like you just want to say something cute, make him smile, maybe make his heart do a little somersault, but instead you're stuck typing "hey" and deleting it 74 times because it suddenly feels too desperate, too boring, too "why am I like this?" And then it gets worse. You finally send something clever, and what do you get in return? Lol. Just that, 3 stupid letters that feel like emotional breadcrumbs from someone who still has your attention hostage. Girl, this is war. And you're texting on the front lines. But listen, I've got good news. There is a way to make texting magical again. A way to spark genuine attraction, emotional curiosity, and yes, give him those same butterflies you get when his name pops up on your screen. I'm talking about making your texts irresistible. Not because you're playing games or pretending to be someone you're not, but because you understand how to trigger the male brain. And no, it's not just about sending sultry selfies and using 47 winky faces in one sentence. See, here's what most people forget. Attraction isn't built on how hot your selfie is. It's built on how you make him feel. And through text, that's all in the vibe, the timing, the words you choose, and the way you leave him thinking about you hours after the conversation ends. So today, I'm going to give you 5 powerful ways to make a guy feel those electric butterflies fluttering in his chest when he reads your message. These aren't your typical "good morning handsome" tips. These are psychology-backed, charisma-loaded, and strategically playful moves that will have him grinning at his phone like an idiot on a Zoom call. Yes, even the cool, emotionally reserved guy who thinks he's immune to your charm. And hey, before we dive in, do me a favor. If you love decoding dating dynamics like this, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights every week, and leave a comment at the end telling me your go-to flirty text move. We're building a magnetic movement here, and I want you in it. All right, now grab your phone, open that chat, and let's turn a bland "hey" into a conversation that lives in his head rent-free. Ready? Let's make him feel all the feels. Tease him just right. Let's get one thing straight. Men love to be teased. Not in a mean-spirited way, not in a "I'm gonna wound your ego" kind of way, but in that playful, confident, "I know exactly how to keep you on your toes" way that makes a guy feel alive, desired, and just the tiniest bit vulnerable. That, my friend, is the sweet spot. That's where the butterflies live. Teasing, when done right, is an art. It's like flirting's cheeky cousin, a mix of charm, humor, a dash of boldness, and just enough challenge to keep things exciting. It signals to him that you're confident, that you're comfortable in your own skin, and that you're not afraid to poke the bear gently. And men, whether they admit it or not, absolutely eat that up. Because here's the secret: teasing makes things feel real. It builds tension, the good kind, and gives him that adrenaline rush of "what's she gonna say next?" Think about it. Every romantic comedy that has ever set hearts racing has this one key element: banter. That playful back and forth that creates electricity, because it keeps both people engaged. It invites someone in without giving it all away. And when you tease a guy with warmth and timing, you're basically saying, "I see you, I like you, and I'm not afraid to challenge you. In fact, I enjoy it." That's not just flirting, that's emotional foreplay. So how do you do it without crossing the line? It's all about knowing the difference between teasing with him versus teasing at him. You're not putting him down, you're not highlighting his insecurities, you're poking fun in a way that actually makes him feel more connected to you. Like if he tells you he's super competitive, you respond with, "Oh really? So you're the type who flips the Monopoly board when you lose, huh?" Or when he brags about his gym routine, you hit him with, "So how many mirror selfies do you take before you leave?" That little nudge, that wink behind your words, it lets him know you're not swooning at his feet, but you are interested, and you're going to make him work a little for your approval. And believe me, nothing drives a man more deliciously crazy than a woman who can challenge him and charm him all in the same sentence. Now, this doesn't mean every message has to be a roast battle. Balance is key. You tease, then you soften. You give him the sass, and then you let your warmth sneak in after. It's the tease and tickle strategy. Like you say, I don't know, you give off major I cheat at trivia energy and then follow up with, but I'm kind of into that. Boom. You've teased him, given him a little compliment, and now his brain is buzzing with dopamine. He feels seen, a little flustered, and a whole lot more interested. And let's not forget, teasing is a two-way street. If he teases you back, don't shut it down. Lean into it, laugh, roll with it. Teasing creates rapport, and rapport builds attraction. It's a dance, a playful push and pull, a test of quick wit and mutual chemistry. And when you nail that rhythm, he's gonna be hooked. Now, here's the part most people overlook. Teasing also gives you control over the tone of the conversation. When you're in that flirty mode, you're steering things away from boring small talk and into that juicy, playful territory where attraction thrives. You're not talking logistics, you're talking vibe. And vibes are what build anticipation. It's the reason he goes to bed smiling, rereading your texts, thinking, God, she's something else. The best part? You don't have to be a stand-up comic or a master of sarcasm. You just have to be you, dialed up to your most charming, mischievous self. Let your natural humor flow. Be bold enough to make the joke. Say the unexpected. Call him out in a flirty way that makes him laugh and lean in. That's what makes you unforgettable. Because here's the truth. When a guy is used to women falling head over heels without making him work for it, and suddenly you show up teasing him with that glint in your eye, not giving it all away, keeping it light and electric, he doesn't just get butterflies, he gets hooked. You become the conversation he can't stop thinking about, the one who made him feel something different, and that's the key. You're not trying to impress him, you're inviting him into your world, a world that's fun, confident, sexy, and just a little unpredictable. So go ahead, tease him like you already know he wants you, because when done with charm and warmth, teasing isn't just flirting, it's unforgettable chemistry in text form. Use voice notes, the secret weapon. Let me let you in on a secret that's so simple, yet so powerful, most women overlook it completely. Voice notes. Yep, that tiny little microphone button on your phone, that's your secret weapon. Because while text can be cute, clever, even flirty, nothing, and I mean nothing, hits a man right in the feels like hearing your voice when he's not expecting it. Think about it. We live in a world that's obsessed with convenience. Everything is typed, short, and abbreviated. We're drowning in lulls and emojis and K responses. So when a woman sends a voice note, it's like a breath of fresh, warm, sexy air. It's intimate, unexpected, and personal. It says, I took a moment out of my day to speak directly to you. That alone makes it powerful. But the magic is in the how you do it. When a man hears your voice, especially when you're laughing, smiling, teasing, or just speaking in that soft, confident way, it activates something emotional in him. It creates this weird little moment of connection that text messages just can't replicate. Your voice carries tone, inflection, energy. It makes him imagine you, picture you, feel you. It's not just words anymore. It's you right there in his ears. And that's where the butterflies start flying. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You don't need to have some sultry, late-night radio kind of voice. It's not about seduction, it's about authenticity. Just be you, your real natural voice with your real natural charm. A voice note should feel like a quick, playful whisper in his day. Maybe you send him one that says, okay, you officially made me laugh out loud with that meme. You win this round. Or, I just walked past someone who looked exactly like you but with better hair. I almost said hi. See what that does? It's casual, fun, totally non-needy, and it gives him something to latch on to emotionally. He can hear the smile in your voice. He knows you're thinking about him in that moment. And trust me, that sticks with a guy. Voice notes also have this weird psychological effect of making people feel more seen, because when you receive a voice message, it demands a little more attention. It's not passive scrolling anymore. He has to stop what he's doing and listen. That gives you a direct line to his attention and his emotions. You become more than just another notification on his phone. You become a real person in his day, someone he can help but think about a little more deeply. Here's the kicker though. Because voice notes feel more intimate, they also create a little sense of exclusivity. Not everyone gets a voice note, he knows that. So when he gets one from you, it feels like a little privilege, like he's getting access to a version of you that not everyone gets. And that's addictive, that makes him want more. And when you know how to sprinkle those notes in, not too often, not too perfectly, just enough to keep things fun and intriguing, you create a craving for you. And let's not forget the power of silence, the little pauses in a voice note. When you laugh mid-sentence, or take a beat before delivering the punchline, or whisper something like, "But I'm not telling you the rest unless you earn it." That stuff lives rent-free in a guy's brain. He'll play it back, he'll analyze it, he'll replay that half second where you giggled because he's wondering, was that about me? It's subtle, but it's seductive in the most innocent way possible. Voice notes are also a great way to escalate emotional intimacy without having to push into serious territory. You can tell a story, share a moment from your day, or give a cheeky compliment that's 10 times more powerful when it's spoken. Okay, not gonna lie, your voice is kinda dangerous, like should come with a warning label. Boom, you've flirted, complimented, and teased him all in 8 seconds flat. Try pulling that off in a regular text. And when you combine this with your other communication, texts, GIFs, emojis, it makes the entire experience of texting with you dynamic, multi-dimensional. And that's what keeps a man engaged. When a guy starts thinking, what's she going to send next? That's when you've got him. That's when he's waiting for the ping of your next message like a kid on Christmas morning. So if you've been relying only on texting, it's time to level up. That microphone icon is your new best friend. Use it with confidence. Use it sparingly, but most importantly, use it with you in it. Your real voice, your humor, your energy. Because once a man hears your voice and associates it with fun, connection, and attraction, he won't just be interested, he'll be hooked. Send an unexpected compliment. When it comes to texting someone you're interested in, there's one thing that can really make you stand out: sending an unexpected compliment. You see, compliments have the power to not only brighten someone's day, but also to create a magnetic pull, something that keeps them thinking about you long after the conversation is over. But not just any compliment. It's all about making it unexpected and authentic. It's about catching him off guard in a way that makes him feel seen, appreciated, and even a little more drawn to you. Here's the thing, most compliments are predictable. You tell someone they look good, or you say they're funny, or maybe you compliment their style. Those are nice, but they're expected. They don't really stand out. What really grabs attention is when you compliment something deeper, something unique to him, something that makes him feel special in a way he wasn't anticipating. That's where the magic happens. You're giving him an emotional lift that he wasn't looking for, and that feels exhilarating. For example, instead of just saying, "You look great today," you might say something like, "You always manage to make everything you wear look effortless. I'm low-key jealous of your style." Now, not only have you complimented him on his appearance, but you've also made it clear you've noticed his sense of style and you've turned it into something he's proud of. It's not just about saying someone is attractive. It's about pointing out something specific that shows you've paid attention to them as a person, not just as a physical figure. And let's be real, we all love to feel seen for who we truly are, beyond just how we look. Complimenting him on his mindset or approach to things can be just as powerful. Telling him, "I love the way you think through things. You don't just jump into decisions, you really process and analyze everything carefully. It's a rare quality." That type of compliment is thoughtful and can go so much further than the usual, "You're so smart." It tells him that you appreciate how his mind works, that you respect his perspective, and that you value what he brings to the table beyond just the surface level. This kind of praise can really tap into a man's confidence. It boosts his self-esteem and gives him a deeper sense of connection to you. Why does this work so well? First of all, unexpected compliments break the pattern. Most conversations are predictable. We text, we talk about our days, we send the standard good morning or good night. But when you throw in something like, "You have this amazing ability to make everyone around you feel comfortable," it's such a rare quality and I admire it. You've just thrown a curveball. He didn't expect you to notice that. And when you notice the little things that others might overlook, it triggers something deeper inside him. He starts thinking, wait, did she just see that in me? Does she really get me? This can make him feel more emotionally attached to you because it shows that you appreciate not just his looks, but who he is on a deeper level. Unexpected compliments also create a sense of mystery. When you compliment him in this way, it's not just about boosting his ego, it's about sparking curiosity. What does she see in me that others don't? He starts wondering what else you might notice about him, and that curiosity can make him more invested in you. It keeps the conversation intriguing. It keeps him coming back for more, wanting to know what else you might say next. It's a clever way to keep his mind on you. And the best part, complimenting him unexpectedly doesn't require you to go overboard or sound cheesy. It's about being genuine. You don't need to throw out compliments left and right just to win his attention. Instead, make sure the compliments you give are meaningful and specific. That's the key. Saying something like, "You have this amazing laugh, it's one of my favorite sounds," is personal and thoughtful. It shows that you're paying attention to the small details, and that kind of intimacy is what makes a relationship feel real. Spark curiosity with a hint of mystery. Spark curiosity with a hint of mystery is one of the most effective ways to keep him intrigued and engaged in a conversation. When you offer just enough information to pique his interest but hold back a little, it creates a sense of anticipation and excitement. Men, like everyone, are naturally drawn to what they can't have right away. So when you leave certain things unsaid, it allows them to wonder and imagine what could be. This creates an emotional tug that keeps him thinking about you long after the conversation ends. Mystery is an attraction tool, but it must be used wisely. Think about it this way. If you're always an open book and you lay everything out on the table, there's no room for intrigue. But when you hold back a little, maybe withhold details about your plans, mention something exciting happening in your life but don't elaborate right away, or even drop a hint about something you're passionate about without fully explaining it, it draws him in. Suddenly he wants to know more. He feels motivated to keep texting or asking questions, wanting to unravel the mystery of who you are. It's that sense of not knowing everything that can make him more emotionally invested in you. The key is to strike a balance. You don't want to withhold too much or seem like you're playing games. Instead, it's about creating moments where he feels like he's uncovering layers of you. For example, you could tell him, "I had the most amazing experience today, but can't tell you about it just yet. It's a bit of a surprise." That simple statement leaves him wondering and curious about what you're alluding to, making him eager to learn more. A hint of mystery gives him the chance to imagine all sorts of possibilities, and that can often lead him to become more invested in wanting to discover the rest. What makes this even more powerful is that curiosity is tied to emotions. When curiosity is sparked, it isn't just the mind working to figure out the unknown, it's the emotions that are attached to that curiosity that make him feel something. The more he feels emotionally stirred, the more likely it is that he'll be drawn to you on a deeper level. That sense of mystery not only keeps him guessing, but it also keeps the connection fresh and exciting. It's a way of subtly letting him know that you're complex, intriguing, and multidimensional, qualities that make someone irresistibly attractive. End the conversation first. Ending the conversation first is one of those subtle yet powerful strategies that can make him think about you long after the conversation has ended. It's a psychological trick that taps into something deeply rooted in human behavior, the desire to feel needed and wanted. By choosing to end the conversation first, you create an air of intrigue and leave him wanting more. This doesn't mean abruptly cutting him off or leaving him hanging, but instead strategically knowing when to leave him wanting to continue the conversation. There's something magnetic about a conversation that leaves a little bit unsaid. You've likely experienced it yourself. When you've been talking to someone and the conversation just flows so naturally that you don't want it to end. But when they end it with a light, simple closing line, you're left thinking about it for hours, wishing you had a bit more. That is the feeling you want to create when you choose to end the conversation first. The beauty of ending it first is that it makes him chase you. Men, like everyone else, are naturally wired to pursue what they feel is just out of reach. By giving him a taste of your attention and affection, but then taking it away before he's ready to stop, you spark his desire to reconnect and keep the interaction going. This triggers a subtle sense of longing that often leads him to message you first next time, wondering why you stopped engaging so abruptly. But here's the key. It's about knowing when to leave. Timing is everything. You want to make sure that you're ending the conversation while it's still at its peak, while it's still fun, engaging, and you're both enjoying the exchange. Ending too soon or at the wrong moment might leave him confused or frustrated. But if you've had a pleasant, engaging conversation and then suddenly pull away right when things are getting good, he's going to be left with the question, what just happened? And more importantly, why didn't she keep talking to me? That's exactly the feeling you want to create. It keeps you on his mind. And when you're the one who ends the conversation first, you become the one who's in control. There's also an element of self-respect and self-sufficiency in ending the conversation first. It shows him that you're not desperate for his attention or validation, and you don't need constant interaction to feel fulfilled. This can be incredibly attractive because it sets a tone of independence. It's a quiet way of telling him that your time is valuable, that you have other things going on in your life, and you don't need to be glued to your phone or wait for his next message. When you end the conversation first, it makes him feel like he's the one missing out. It subtly implies that you could have continued talking, but you chose not to. You're giving him the power of anticipation, which is much more powerful than giving him everything right away. This keeps the dynamic fresh and playful, and it also builds excitement for your next interaction. The next time you do decide to talk, he'll likely be more eager to keep the conversation going and ensure that he doesn't lose the opportunity to connect with you. However, it's important to make sure that this tactic is used in moderation and not overdone. If you end every conversation first, or if you do it too abruptly, it can start to feel like a game. And games aren't the foundation of healthy relationships. You want to use this method as a way to keep him interested and excited, not frustrated or confused. Make sure that you're still showing genuine interest, engaging and being thoughtful in your responses. The key here is balance. Know when to engage fully and when to leave him wanting more. Another thing to keep in mind is that by ending the conversation first, you're not only sparking his curiosity, but also giving him the space to miss you. In relationships, it's so easy to get caught up in constant communication, but the truth is, a little distance can be a good thing. It gives both of you time to reflect on the conversation, think about what was said, and it helps maintain a sense of balance. By not always being available at the drop of a hat, you create the perfect environment for him to appreciate the time you spend together and want more of it. There you go, 5 powerful ways to give him butterflies over text. Use them sparingly, authentically, and always with a sense of fun. Remember, texting isn't just communication, it's seduction in 160 characters or less. So go ahead, send that text, and watch him melt.